What's up everyone, Darcblade here, bringing you another episode in my series Charting the Maps in Uncharted 3's multiplayer. Today we're going to be talking about the level known as Chateau, a relatively big level available in the Uncharted 3's multiplayer. Now both the villain's spawn point and the hero's spawn point is quite close together on this map. They spawn relatively close to the middle of the map and can converge quite quickly once combat begins. The various power weapons on this map are as follows. There's an RPG in the back courtyard. The heroes seem to have a better chance of getting this. In the downstairs interior area there is a pistolet or pistolet, depending on how you pronounce it. Out in the back near the villain's spawn point you will find an M32 hammer. Now upstairs there are three power weapons. There's a T-bolt sniper rifle here. In the centre there is a Mag 5. This is also the room that collapses, so the Mag 5 isn't as always easy to get to. And on the opposite side, relatively opposite to the T-bolt, you'll find a Pack 80. Now there are various hidey holes and climbing opportunities on this level, as you can see in the last screen. Here you'll see this is a route that the heroes normally take that leads into the back courtyard. Up in the top area, accessing this courtyard is a zip line. This can be used for quick escapes for people who are hiding up there. There are various turrets on this level as well. This is the one that covers the back courtyard where the rocket launcher spawns. The majority of the fighting seems to happen here when the rocket launcher is actually up for grabs. People can as well spawn in this location, which causes fighting as well. Here is a different perspective of the turret that covers the stairs leading out of the back of the chateau. Unfortunately, you could get sniped quite good from this position, if you're looking into the back courtyard anyway. You just have to watch out for people flanking you. Like I said, many areas on the chateau have vertical combat opportunities. You just have to be careful not to get caught climbing or you will soon be dispatched. This room is where I find most of the fighting takes place. A lot of teams will occasionally decide to set up camp here, making it very difficult to get in there unless you've got some explosives, rocket launchers or power weapons to get yourself in there. Now leading towards that room there are various corridors as well. These unfortunately can be bottlenecks for combat, and if not careful they lead to a lot of deaths. Here's another bottleneck that people seem to fall for once they are trying to attack that room. The defenders can easily defend off people trying to get through these tight doorways and corridors, which makes it quite difficult. That being said, if you're smart, you can draw the fire away from the other areas from that defensive room. This allows the attackers to maybe flank or sneak attack or ambush the people who are defending. This is a room where you climb up or go up the stairs from the villain's spawn point. Occasionally fighting can happen here, although it's not as plentiful in other areas of the map. This is a connecting corridor that connects the area, what I call the defensive room, and the stair area from the villain's spawn point together. Of course this is another choke point for both sides. This is right next to the villain's spawn point, and as you can see, you can climb it to get access to the room I just mentioned a minute ago. This is another interior room. This is directly to the right of the villain's spawn point that will lead towards the back alley. This is the opposite side of it, the other interior room. Not much fighting happens here at all, but it's a quick shortcut from front of the chateau to the back. Now an environmental hazard the chateau has is this room here. It will catch on fire and collapse and kill anyone above or below the room. So watch out, when you see the fires coming, it's time to move out. This is the turret that covers the front yard of the chateau. There is another turret on the bridge in the far distance, but I find using these are purely situational and come at a risk. This area of the map does not see that much fighting. The only fighting that seems to happen is over the M32 hammer that spawns in this part of the map, or in this building here, where people running out of the main room seem to congregate sometimes. Down here near the hero spawn point as well is another reason why that room sees combat sometimes. People tend to fight here as spawning players tend to use this as a access point to the main building of the chateau. This seems to be the most common access route to the interior of the building, or at least the upstairs, and thus sees a lot of combat compared to the other access routes. So that's basically all the main major firefight points of Chateau. It's a fairly large area, so there are a lot of them. Now the combat, as with other levels, will ebb and flow, depending on the situations that the players find themselves getting into. But if you remember these pinpoint areas, you should be alright. Chateau has an unusual thing about it. It has 6 power weapons on the level. This is probably because Chateau is quite a large level. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I've been Darcblade. Subscribe and like for more.